Hello everyone. Today I'm going to do a quick explainer video on the automation and the tools that I've been using for the past several months building out content. Started when I was at the agency, trying to figure out how to create content at scale for certain clients. Hadn't cracked the code yet, but late last year when I was tinkering around, I found a way to do this, and what I ended up doing was using this process and this workflow that I'm going to show to build out hundreds of pieces of content for our websites, emails, blog posts for the startup marketer. Now, you're going to need a handful of things. First and foremost, I use make.com. It's very similar to a Zapier. It has a little bit more functionality that I like, a little bit more, I guess, options that I can use. So you need to have a make.com account. You need to have a API access into your ChatGPT account. I'll link a video down below that explains how to do that. But once you have those pieces in place, all you need to do is import the blueprint that I'm going to show you and customize it to your own usage. So this is the blueprint. This is one variation of it. This is the one that I use myself. So it's kind of customized to my own needs, but this can be totally customized to whatever industry, space, audience that you are talking to. There's probably 10 different API calls into ChatGPT, the OpenAI's interface. I use Perplexity. Perplexity goes out. It's an amazing AI. It will go off and do a whole bunch of research. I used it to pull additional content that might be relevant on the topic. And then I have the article published to Medium. And then I have a few different areas where I'm having Buffer, which is a social media platform or management platform, schedule out content to different platforms. And then I have my email. I use Brevo, but you can interplay this with MailChimp or any number of other email platforms. Creates a newsletter and drops it in there as a draft. So I'll drill in first into the first section here, which is the topic randomizer. So once this runs, it's going to trigger this action, which is basically looking at all these different options and it's randomly choosing one. These can be changed to anything that you may be interested in. If you sell cars, this could be automotive. If you are a accountant, this could be all tax, finance related. It doesn't matter. This can be customized to whatever topics that you are wanting to talk about. Okay. Then what it's going to do is it goes and pulls some stats. And this one's a very simple API call. I'm using ChatGPT 4.0. Basically, you're a data researcher. This is the system message. It's looking for stats after 2021. I think that's important. Sometimes it pulls older stats if you're not specific. And then basically find 3 recent stats with sources supporting this topic. And as you can see, there is a motion, a bubble happening over the random topic itemizer. This is where you'll know this is where the information is getting pulled from. That's very helpful when you have these long chains to remember where things are coming from. So pick a topic, find some stats on that topic, generates a hook, creates a blog title, creates an image prompt, generates an intro for the article itself, and then the article body. And I'll show you what this looks like. So again, these are all prompts that you can customize based on whatever your use case is, but I have it set up that the assistant is pulling content from the intro. And then the prompt is to write a long article using sources data, and then add some block quotes and some constraints. So it writes the article, and then it goes into the next randomizer, and this is what creates the image. So you can have any number of different styles here. I've been testing and kind of trying out different styles. So I have, I think, about 10 in here. But you can have the 3, you can have 1, you can have multiple. I like to have a little bit of variety because I'm trying to see what works. Then I use OpenAI's DALL 3 to create the image. And you'll see that it's just pulling the style. Grab that file, then I go to Perplexity. This is where I get the additional articles of interest. And then when all of that is taken care of, it goes into a formatter. And the formatter is basically just my AI editor. And the editor is going to review all of the content and then compile everything into one place. So the hero image is pulling the image, takes all the different content, puts it all into HTML format, and then drops it into Medium. And then once that's done, it will then start generating the social posts, the newsletter posts. I keep an archive and Airtable, and everything else gets scheduled from there. And that is the entire workflow. And then when you run it, you'll see that it is pulling topic strategies for increasing customer engagement. It was one of the options, and it's now going to run through each of these steps to find the piece. Now, when this is all said and done, what it ends up doing is dropping it into Medium. That's one of the first drop-off points, and this is the article that it would create. So I created this one just prior to running this video, so I can show you an example. But you tell it's got the stats, so these are the stats that it pulled. The article is easy to read. It has bullet points, it breaks up the text. It's got the pull quote. And it is a decent article, and it has additional areas of research that you can click into to find more stuff. And then when it gets scheduled, it looks like this in Buffer. So this one is going off into a LinkedIn company page. You can read the text. And there's the image. And this is what it looks like when it gets published. So I had already published it on my personal feed, but you'll see the image, all the text, a link to the article, and then that gets shared out. So that entire workflow from topic to ideation, all the stats, all the hooks, all that stuff that it creates through the AI APIs, then it compiles it all and then drops it into these other areas. This is the blueprint that I am offering. I can help anyone customize it, all of that. There's options, ways to do that, or you can just download this, import it on your own, and play with it yourself. All you need to do to import it is when you go to make.com and you finally have this thing created, you'll have a blank one of these, and you'll just go to the more, and you'll just import a blueprint. The blueprint that you've downloaded, import it, and it will look just like this. And then all you have to do is come in and customize the individual pieces. So you can tell it's gone through all of this. It is creating an image. It's going to be a well-defined one. This is the one where I'm testing out editorial type photos. Pull the stats. Now it's going through the formatter. This is the editing process. This one actually takes a while because it's looking at all of these pieces over here and making sure it all makes sense so that when it publishes, it's 99% of the way there. There's always a little bit of editing. This is not total plug and play, but that's perfectly fine. And what you're going to find is when this publishes, this only takes a second once the editing's done. Now that's done. Now if I go back and I go to my articles, there should be a new article. Skyrocket Brands Appeal. Let's see. As I said, there's always some editing. So now I'll take this, I'll edit it. It's got an image. Make some edits here. Turn that into a title. Break up the text a little bit. Bullet points. Pull quote. I have it naturally mentioning my name because I catch it when I'm reading it, but I pull that out, add in some editing there, gamification, analytics, value-driven content, execution plan, Additional research. Let's see, it has included different articles. Save and publish. And now it's ready to go. We'll see in buffer. That'll be down here. This is what the social post looks like. That will go out on LinkedIn. It is a decent hook. Some engaging content in there with some emojis. A link to the article itself. Still carries the image. And again, all you need to do is download the blueprint, import it into your instance of make.com, and then customize it to the topics and voice and tone that you're interested in, and hit run, and it'll do the rest for you. All right. If you have any questions, please comment down below, and we will talk soon.